From Los Angeles, TraderInsight.com presents Dr. Adrian Manz in the war room and at the helm with today's look at stocks and sectors on the radar.
For TraderInsight.com, I'm Adrian Manz, and this is Stocks and Sectors on the Radar for Tuesday, April 14th, 2009. On Monday, Dow Jones Industrials down 25.5 to close at 8057.81. We had 1,789 stocks advance, 1,261 decline, and NYSE total volume right around 1.48 billion shares. The Dow left a backdoor slider setup on Tuesday's trading. That's on the heels, of course, of a fastball setup, which is on the heels of a switch hitter setup, which is on the heels of another fastball, on the heels of another switch hitter, on the heels of another fastball and backdoor slider combination, which was also on the heels of a switch hitter setup. So what's that say to me? That says we are starting to move around the horn. Things are getting a little bit more orderly. The VIX is down around 37, 38. That's a good VIX reading as far as I'm concerned with the current market action. It's giving us tradable opens, tradable midday sessions, and tradable closes. So that's all good stuff. As far as the rest of the indices go, the S&P 500 up 217 at 858.73. NASDAQ 100 down 361 at 1336.67, and the NASDAQ comp up fractionally at 1653.31. So all these indices putting in pretty much the same performance. All of them are starting to make a very orderly move through the patterns that we watch. That's good news for us. And we did have one trade that got us a profit target today. We had another one. The trigger just turned us around and got us out flat. But let's have a look at those and then talk about what's on deck for Tuesday. Here's Cooper Tire and Rubber. This is the first one on the list that hit. This is ticker symbol CTB. We see here big outside day today. Had that infield fly set up on Thursday. Once we got into the session today, however, this one is pretty cheap stock, easy to push around. We see here that once we got triggered on this, it got down below the first support level. But once it was down there, we found some support and it turned around, started trading up and through, got us back through the entry price. Didn't really move in our favor before moving against us. That's always indication to get out of a discretionary trade flat. Then we also had Raytheon, and this was a much happier story here, as Raytheon was also an infield fly setup. We see here that on Thursday, this one was more up and away, more textbook according to the rules set forth and around the horn. And on an intraday chart, we see that the entry was a nice, smooth travel right through the trigger price, got us down below second support and all the way down to the profit target before reversing back up through the profit target and through that second support level. So right at the profit target, it turned around. Now I already got a bunch of emails today about this. You know, how do you get so close on these targets when they happen and then reverse? So there are a lot of people trading these things or whatever. It's all about support and resistance. Really has nothing to do with me or my videos. It has to do more with a lot of eyes being on those levels. First off, there are a lot of bodies buried there. A lot of people got in there. A lot of people got out there. A lot of people looking to add the positions. A lot of people looking to get out if the price gets back to that level again. Plus, we have that floor trader pivot there. So once price reverses and starts moving back into that level, there is a propensity for it to continue in that motion until the next pivot before reversing and coming back down again. So there was a second profit opportunity on this one. There was a first entry and a second entry, and both of those resulted in moves down to the level that we discussed as a profit target. Now let's talk about what I'm looking at for Tuesday's trading. Not a whole lot going on there, sort of a flattish day in the markets, right? So Tuesday is going to be a slow day in terms of stocks on the radar, but there's still a couple things worth looking at, so let's get right to it. In addition to the stocks on the intraday trading plan, I've got three symbols I'm going to keep on the radar throughout the trading day on Tuesday. One of them is Alliance Data Systems. This is ticker symbol ADS. It's in IT services. I'm going to want to see strength in IT services before trying to cash in on the move that I'm looking for here. But this one's a backdoor slider setup. It's a very, very large range fastball day on Thursday that built this thing. So we might see a few more days inside. We might also see some bleed back into the pattern. If we get down below 25% of the fastball day's extreme range there, then the pattern is, of course, negated. But for the time being, I'm going to watch this one for trade above $44.10 a share. If we get there, I've got a target around $44.86 a share. I'm going to keep this one on the radar all week. As long as it doesn't violate the spirit of that backdoor slider setup, this thing is going to be on my watch list. Then in textiles, I have Hanes Brands Incorporated. You guys recognize this from the trading service, of course. This is also sort of a backdoor slider setup. We see here that it did go and violate the high of that fastball bar already. We did manage to take some profits out of this one on the service, but the reality is that there was a lot more of an extension that we were looking for, more like $13.70 a share, I would say, at this point. If we get up above $13.35 a share on ticker symbol HBI, I'm going to be looking for an entry, and I am going to maintain that target up around 70. Then finally, I have SPX Corp. This is ticker symbol SPW. These are industrials. This is machinery. And I'm going to be watching for a fastball expansion of range, expansion of volume, continuation move to the downside on trade below $43.25 a share, with an initial target around $42.92 a share. If anybody has any questions, shoot me an email, adrian@traderinsight.com. Use protective stops on every trade, and have a great trading day on Tuesday.